find a solution to each problem. One teacher was teaching in the classroom. All the students were listening to the teacher's reading very attentively. Every student was eagerly answering every question asked by the teacher. But there was one student in the crowd of curious students who just sat there with his head bowed. The first day the teacher did not say anything. From the first day the teacher started looking at him. Thus, about 5 or 6 days passed, but the teacher did not see any improvement in the condition of the student. One day after class, the teacher called the student into the staff room, and said, "I've been watching you for a few days now. Don't pay attention in class either, sit quietly with your head down in one place. What's the matter? Don't you understand what you read? Or do you have a problem?" The student said in a trembling voice, "Sir, something happened in my life a few days ago, which I can't accept at all. And that's why I'm in so much trouble. The mind is not sitting on anything. I do not understand what to do." The teacher said, "Well, do one thing. How come you come to my house this evening?" When the student came to the teacher's house in the evening, the teacher asked the student to sit inside and he went to the kitchen. He started making sherbet. He deliberately added more and more salt to the student's glass. Then he came out with a glass of sherbet in his hand, and gave a glass to the student and said, "This is not sherbet." The student took the sherbet in his hand and took a sip from the glass of sherbet. As the sherbet was too salty, a distorted expression appeared on the student's face. Seeing this, the teacher said, "What happened? I don't like the sherbet." The student said, "No sir, everything is fine, only a little more salt." "Oh yes, then it's gone now, give me the glass, throw it away and make a new sherbet." But the student agreed and said, "No sir, the empty salt is too much. Just give a little water will be fine." After hearing this, the teacher said seriously, "You are right, without spoiling the sherbet, if you add some water to it, it will be fit to eat again. Now think of this sherbet as your life. Just as it is impossible to separate salt from sherbet, it is impossible to get your problems out of your life. Because they are a part of life. But just as it can be sweetened with a little sugar or water to make it palatable to food, so too can you bring sweetness into your life." Speaking of pedagogical principles, if there were no problems in human life, then no human would ever act. Problems are a part of life. There is so much taste in life because there is a problem. So the joy of living is gone when you sit idly by, immersing your mind in the bad memories of an event that happened in the past. We cannot get rid of them even if we want to. But we can cover them with something good if we want. And so cover that ugly thought with new beautiful thoughts in your mind, you will see that the problem is lost from life.